Welcome to today's show. Today I'll be breaking down the top 5 linebackers in this 2019 free agent class. This is a group of guys that are both young and old, um, have had wonderful Pro Bowl seasons, and some of them are also potential Hall of Famers. So let's begin. Number 5 on this list is KJ Wright of the Seahawks. He was injured for most of the year. He only had 23 tackles because he only played 3 to 4 games this year. But this is a guy that can get you a lot of tackles and quite a few sacks. For example, in 2016, he had 126 tackles, 4.5 sacks. This is a key cornerstone player for those Seahawks in their Super Bowl years that they played. Um, Now that the Seahawks are getting rid of the Legion of Boom and trying to recreate themselves, expect KJ Wright to go to a different team. I would expect a team like the Raiders to bring him in as a veteran presence now that he's 30 years old and really can play different positions, including middle linebacker and outside linebacker. Um, I love his versatility and his potential too, especially for this upcoming year. Number 4 on this list is potential Hall of Famer, outside linebacker Terrell Suggs. He's at the end of his career, 36 years old. He still had 7 sacks. And for an older player like that to have 7 sacks for the Ravens, really good. If he keeps playing like that, he will get to Hall of Fame status. This is a guy that I expect to be a Raven for life. Kind of like Clay Matthews. Even though he's a free agent, he's probably going to be brought back to the Packers. Just don't see him with any other team. Number 3 on this list is middle linebacker Jordan Hicks. He is 27 years old. He had a pretty good year with 91 tackles and 3 sacks. This is a guy that really can do it all for you. He's a jack of all trades. He's not an outside linebacker, but as a middle linebacker, he can pass rush, he can cover. For example, 2016 he had 5 interceptions, which is unreal for a linebacker, and he can also tackle. He had one of his better tackling years this past season, so this is really one of the better defensive guys in this free agent class, especially with his age at 27 years old. Excuse me. Number 2 on this list is outside linebacker slash defensive end Jadeveon Clowney. He is the youngest guy in this list at 26 years old. He had 9 sacks this past season. He's a guy that can go in and wreak havoc on just so many different parts of the defensive line and linebacker spots. Should I think he could even play middle linebacker if you ask him to. This is a former first overall player, which was drafted by the Texans a few years ago. I love this guy. This is a guy that I would expect to not resign with the Texans due to their cap salary issues with the Texans, but this is a guy that will go to a team, and depending on which team he does sign with, will either be a defensive end or a linebacker, very similar to a Dante Fowler Jr. situation. Depending on which team he goes to will depend what position he plays. But no, regardless, he's going to be very good next year. And number 1 on this list is C.J. Mosley. Ray Lewis listed C.J. Mosley as the best middle linebacker just a few years ago in a report. I disagree, but for him to have that kind of compliment was very encouraging for him. This is a guy just in 2014 had an unbelievable year with 151 tackles, 3 interceptions, 2 sacks. This is a guy that really is a field general kind of player. And this is a guy that will definitely bring everybody together. He's one of those players that when you bring him on a linebacker group, he makes everybody better. He makes a whole defense better when you bring him in. So that's why I listed him as number 1. So that is the top 5 linebackers of this 2019 free agent class. Thank you.